much. They only have a couple more to go, and it seems like it's going to be enough.
Yep, and there it is. You already got players from Minnesota. They're leaving the lobby. TEC Stallions come in with an absolute statement. The search and destroy, the hard point, those were close. The raid control absolutely was not. It was a blowout here for TEC Stallions. They came out of the gates absolutely swinging.
All right, tech community, welcome back to another championship interview. I am Nizzy, your host, and alongside with me tonight, we have the legendary Charizzma and Voluntary, two CoD champions that recently just won the championship for the HSEL Esports Championship. We're going to find out a little bit more about that. But first, if you guys could go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the community who you are. I'm sure they know you already, but we'll start with you, Charizzma.
I'm Charizzma, and I was the first pick overall in the first tech draft. So that's like the only really fact I have about me being in tech. And then in playoffs, we finished third this season for COD and D1. So that's about it for tech. But yeah.
Yeah, how about you, Zach?
Well, I'm Voluntary, and for tech reasons, Charizzma is actually the one that invited me to play on the team, and I just took up the opportunity and showed up and played. And that's about it.
Awesome. Now, where are you guys from originally? I mean, obviously all this is online, and we'd love to do some lands sometime soon, but where are you guys from originally, and how did you find out about tech? I know you said you heard from Charizzma, but give me a little backstory on that. We'll start with Charizzma, sorry.
Okay, so I'm from Ohio, and I found out tech from one of my friends messaged me saying that there was a little prospect thing that was going on, and you can get drafted into a league, and that sounded pretty interesting to me because I've never been in a league like that before. So yeah, I showed up to the games, did all the stuff, and yeah, here I am.
How about you, Voluntary?
I'm originally from Houston, but I moved down to Florida when I was little, and basically been playing here since. The connection isn't always constant, which is known in Florida, but it's all right.
Yeah.
And the reason why I figured out about tech through Charizzma is because Charizzma and I played on a past team where we were just going around with leagues with a couple of friends, and we were just playing.
Okay, very cool. Now, I know you guys play, obviously you're on the TEC Stallions together, but what teams do you guys play for? Are you guys on the same team in the tech leagues?
So we played on I want to say 2 teams before this, and we were in a few different leagues. Just our team name was FO2, and we had some other guys. But then I don't think Zach was able to play in tech this season because he kind of joined in late. So obviously that was when roster changes weren't a thing. But yeah, so that's our previous teams, and then TEC Stallions game.
Yeah, so how did you guys form TEC Stallions and enter in this this little tournament here? How'd that go down?
So Rafino talked to me and in my team Discord because he was the team manager for my tech team, and he messaged me and asked if I was in high school, and I was like, yeah. And then he was like, okay, would you like to be on a high school team? And I was like, I mean, sure. I didn't know the details of it until Zora, our team captain, kind of messaged me and was like, hey, do you want to play with us? And I was like, sure, I'll see how it is. And then I heard that there was a pretty good amount of money and some prizes, and that we had a good shot to win it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just focus on this, put my time in. And then I figured that we could use some help because of our fourth player wasn't really not consistent, but we didn't have a consistent fourth player. It was rotating in and out every week for a different substitute because nobody was consistently able to play. So I was like, well, I know Zach he's just finished as a senior, so he has this year of eligibility to play. So I got him in, or voluntary, sorry, and I got him in, and yeah, we didn't lose with him. So
Nice. Now, who would you say is the shot caller on your team? Would you say you're the shot caller in game?
It kind of varies. In hardpoint, or it's kind of different with every game mode, to be honest. I'd say Volatility is probably the main vocal guy. He's a pretty good S&D player. He has a good S&D background. So in S&D, he definitely has a place. And in that round 11, actually, in the series, he made the play. And he said what he was going to do. He said he was going to hit outer and get a quick kill. And then he got a 3-piece to put us up 4v1 in a round 11. So that was literally won us the round.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then hardpoint, we don't really have a shot caller. I'd say Zora probably talks the most, because he's the one constantly rotating. He's the main AR, so he was constantly in spawns and all that good stuff. And then control Zora was just the control we couldn't really give an answer because most of the time we didn't go to a control. We were 2-0 teams. I'm not trying to sound like an ego or anything. It's just they didn't get to a control that often.
Yeah.
And then in the control in the series, it was very dominant. I'm pretty sure it was a 7-8 minute control. So but Zora's probably the most vocal, saying that it's not over. Let's just finish this map. Don't get overly confident. And yeah.
Awesome. Now, in the tournament, who do you guys think was the most difficult competition for you guys? The hardest team? I mean, was it the team you faced in the final, or was there another team earlier? Voltaire, we'll go ahead and start with you for this one.
I would say it's the final team. We had a lot of struggles connecting with other teams in the playoffs, as 2 of our playoff games were forfeits. And but one of the teams we've literally played twice, and then the third time they just didn't show up. So I don't know if the forfeits were all just because they couldn't show up or if they just didn't want to play.
Yeah.
But we took all those games pretty dominantly. Like Charizzma said, we didn't even really make it to the control. Since I've been put in, we didn't drop a map, and I'm glad to say that we finished this series without a loss.
That's awesome. Would you agree with that, Charisma? The most difficult competition was the last team?
Oh, 100%. Because earlier in the season we played them, and they beat us 2-1. So we dropped one map, but with Volatility we didn't drop any. And it wasn't really close, except for the first 2 maps in finals, because we started off slow, didn't really have any warm-ups. Not going to use it as an excuse because we still won, But yeah, so and the one map we lost was a round 5 control against the team that we played in finals without Volatility. So, and that was yeah, I don't know. So it wasn't really too much of a struggle against really any team except for the last team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, so obviously you guys, I mean, I watched the stream. You guys look like you were firing on all cylinders. Is there like a practice regiment you guys go through every week, or did you just show up and dominate? Do you guys get together? How often do you practice, and what does that sort of look like?
From my point of view, it was we would try to practice. We tried to practice a good amount leading up to the series, and we would try to get a scrim or 2 in, or at least play some league play, get some teamwork in. Things would come up randomly throughout the players, which was horrible timing because we didn't really get too much timing in. But when we did get scrims, we would get dominated. So for me, I wasn't too confident going into the series because we're getting beaten in scrims bad. I'm pretty sure Volatility could attest to it. We had some players that were playing really inconsistently, and then in the finals it surprised me because our teamwork, that S&D when we went down 5-3 and we won that S&D, when our our teamwork actually just started to go, it started to connect and just, yeah. So it was pretty eye-opening to me because it just happened out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Voluntary? Are you pretty regular to practice? Do you guys, I mean, what does that look like for you? What do you try to focus on during practice time?
Mainly because I shot call in S&D, and I try to shot call on other game modes, but like I said, I joined in the team pretty late, so I didn't want to be that overwhelming voice because I didn't know everybody for a while. So basically, like Charisma said, we just try to play some league play, or we get a couple scrims in. Although we did lose our scrims by a very large amount, I think it was a good learning experience because they were definitely better than the team that we played in the finals.
Yeah. 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 Understandable. Now I'm going to ask you guys a couple of favorites, some of your favorites. I'm going to go. I'll start with actually voluntary for this one. Give me your favorite map in Cold War, your favorite gun to use, your favorite game mode, and then I want to hear what your favorite COD is of all time. So we'll start with the map.
My favorite map for this game would have to be Moscow. I really like how the map's developed. There's open lanes and there's random spots that you can hit. You always have to be on your guard. So,
How about your favorite gun?
my favorite gun in Cold War is probably, I would have to say, the XM4 was really fun to use.
Yeah, cool. In your game mode, you guys, you talking about you were the shot caller for search and destroy. Is that like, does that make it your favorite or?
S&D is definitely my favorite. It's also my most played. So
Yeah, understandable. No, is this? I'm assuming this isn't your first COD. What's your favorite COD of all time?
my favorite COD of all time would have to be between Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 3. But I would have to say, boots on the ground, I would go with Black Ops 2.
Interesting. I actually hear that a lot. Black Ops 2 is a lot of people's favorites. My personal is Modern Warfare 2. So
Well, I didn't grow up, so I don't want to say Modern Warfare 2. I'm too young for that. It is a really good game, and it was really fun when I played with my buddies. But
for sure, for sure. Now, how about you, Charisma? We'll go to your favorite map first.
My favorite map as a sub, it's gonna be weird to say, but it's like very, very specific. Checkmate Hardpoint. As a sub, like I feel like I can play Checkmate really well. I feel like I can slay out as a sub and just like nobody can really kill me top lane. Like unless I get double child, of course, but even like then it's like probably Checkmate Hardpoint's my favorite map.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. How about your favorite gun
Favorite
to
gun?
use?
Like uh Voluntary said, I thought the M4 was fun to use, but I obviously wasn't an M4 player, and playing against it wasn't fun. Um, but as a sub player, I'd probably go the 74U.
Gotcha. Favorite game mode?
Uh, Hardpoint for sure.
Hardpoint, yeah. And how about your favorite Call of Duty of all time?
My first COD was Black Ops 1, but so that's like got a special place in my heart. But my favorite one that I've played a lot was like Black Ops 2.
Yeah, for sure. You guys like the zombie modes about that, or is it just all multiplayer for you
e-
guys?
everything for me,
Yeah, the campaign, everything was great about that game.
Awesome.
campaign and zombies, league play, everything was good.
It was an overall just all around good game. So now, moving forward from this season, we're in the off season. You know, you guys just came off a huge championship victory. By the way, congratulations to the TEC Stallions, of course. And this next COD is coming out pretty soon, right? It's the holiday season is the next COD. So my question to you, we'll start with voluntary, is what do you want most from the next COD? Like, what is your expectation? Do you have high expectations, low expectations, and what do you want to see most from the next Call of Duty?
I have high expectations for the next COD. I want it to be more of like a skill gap, I would say. I would say the guns in Cold War are exceedingly low in things like recoil, so a lot more players can just play at a better level. And the other thing is, I don't really like how there's a lot of these spots where it just makes it easier to have like worse movement or better or worse movement, but to track people better, and it's just hard to take them off of it. I don't really like that.
Hmm.
So some of the power positions I'm saying are too OP, I guess I would say.
Yeah, you want some more like more symmetrical maps. I know that's a big thing in esports. I mean, any game is the symmetry of the map. Some maps can work that aren't symmetrical, but would you say you prefer the symmetrical maps?
I'm a big 3 lane map type of guy.
Okay.
And 18 lanes is too much for me.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Charisma? What do you want to see? What do you want to see from the next COD?
So I have high expectations for it because they've been working on it for 4 years. Because I'm pretty sure it was delayed. That's why Treyarch made this one because they have like a 3-year time loop thing. But
Mhm.
I have very high expectations for it, and I'm hoping that they bring back the World War II league play, because the way they ran it was like your points would put you in that category. So like if you have enough points and you're playing at a like amateur pro level, you're playing against them in league play, and it's not just like you can be like a, I don't know, expert gem in Cold War, be playing up against masters and either competing better than them or at their skill level. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'm also hoping that there's more like gun differentials. So instead of just like a 2 gun meta, there's like 3, 4, kind of like Black Ops 4 when you had the Maddox, SOG, the sniper. I hope there's snipers back, because like,
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to see a sniper come back in the next COD. I don't know if that means they need to, do away or lessen the quick scoping, make the time to zoom is a little bit more, or do something with the hitbox or the aim assist. I don't know, but I want to see that sniper come back for sure. That's my expectation.
me too, man.
Um, yeah, so thank you guys again for doing this interview. Once again, guys, tech community. I'm sure I saw a lot of you in the stream, but if you didn't see it, go ahead and watch that past broadcast. It's on HSEL Esports, uh, their Twitch channel. So go ahead and watch that broadcast. But the Tech Stallions are your champions for that. So once again, congrats to these guys. All four of them. I know you said the other two weren't able to be here for the interview, but they definitely pulled their weight, obviously, because dominated the competition. So any final words before we sign off here? We'll start with you, Voluntary. Any final words? Any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to everybody that showed up to the stream. I looked at it at one point and somebody was saying that it was maxing out at over like 3,000 people. One person said 7,000, but I never saw it when I watched it back in the chat. But yeah, shout out to everybody that was watching. I thought that was really cool. It's probably like one of the first times that I was actually on a big stream, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Charisma?
Um, Not much to say, but I do want to thank everybody who came out and supported us in the stream. I seen a lot of supporters in the stream saying like and hyped when we got the W. So I appreciate the support. And yeah, so hopefully I can come back next season and we can go back to back.
Yeah, yeah, that was truly, yeah. I mean, I saw it. I think peak whenever I had to dip out, it was like 2,500. So I mean, that was a big audience for you guys to be playing in front of, and to pop off the way you guys did is truly incredible. So once again, congrats to the Tech Stallions. Season 5 of the Esport Company Tech Leagues Amateur League is going to be coming back October, so look for that on your calendars. Until then, we're going to be doing a lot of off-season stuff, a lot of events, so be sure to be looking for that. Maybe some COD. We're going to do a 2v2 gunfight, maybe some All-Stars, so be sure to check that stuff out. But until then, we will see you guys. Thank you for checking out the YouTube, and we'll see you guys in October. See you guys.